That's right, it is the countdown to adventure day number 1 here. Well, of course, my coverage here. 58 days to go until we see the first ship sail out of Coco Cay. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Tyler, and welcome back to this stream. Today, we got a stream. We're going to update you on the Adventure of the Seas. Hoping to do this about once every few days, of course, here as we get more information. Today, we do have some news revolving the Adventure of the Seas. We're going to get to involving deals with onboard credit available for all Adventure of the Seas sailings and Vision too. Plus, we have some coverage of Bahama Air. We're going to talk about that later in other episodes of course, the Countdown to Adventure. But in today's episode, we're discussing that and more. So first, we're going to cover the main story here of the Adventure of the Seas. Of course, it's going to be sailing out of the Bahamas. There was some big Royal Caribbean news that dropped today about the Bahamas. Welcome to this week's Countdown to Adventure. So one of the things we have to look at when we go to the Adventure of the Seas is that it will be sailing out of Nassau, Bahamas. And this week, Royal Caribbean announced some of the biggest news coming to Nassau. Located right across from the cruise pier, Royal Caribbean is scheduled to build a brand new Royal Beach Club, and we have some big breaking cruise news on this beach club. Tribute Business is reporting that Royal Caribbean will begin construction in July of 2021, so they can open by January 2023. Now, documents filed with the Department of Physical Planning confirmed that the $50 million project has a maximum capacity 3,500 guests on the 13-acre Royal Caribbean Beach Club. Some of the Royal Beach Club's amenities includes two 35,000 square feet dining pavilions capable of accommodating 1,500 passengers each. Other features listed in the plans include a 2,600 square foot pool, also a 4,000 square foot splash pad for children, 14 beach bars, restrooms, and cabanas. Now, just be advised, Royal Caribbean has not publicly commented on any timeline for the Royal Caribbean Beach Club or have not given us a update. Anyway, that is your cruise news update here on the Countdown to Adventure. Coming up, we have some more information on your countdown to Adventure of the Seas 2021. I'm creeping. Oh, of course, as you see there, that's some of the news with the Countdown to Adventure. Today's news, of course, was, that Royal Caribbean is building the Adventure Beach Club, I should say, next to the cruise port in the Bahamas. Now, of course, this will not be open for the Adventure of the Seas sailings, as 2023 is sadly not when the Adventure of the Seas will be sailing out of the Bahamas. Hopefully, you'll be able to visit here from the United States, that Coco Beach Club in the Bahamas. So, yeah, that was some pretty big breaking news that involves the Adventure of the Seas, of course, if it's sailing out of Nassau, Bahamas. We had to cover that news. And again, as mentioned, this has not been confirmed by Royal Caribbean as of right now, but who knows, hopefully in the fall, a few months, we could get some confirmation. I don't know, another one thing that they are, as of right now, only have publicly listed two big projects going on, which is, of course, the big movement down all the way there in Galveston, Texas, with the new cruise terminal, which is going to be amazing. Plus, the other big thing that they have agreed to that they're going to be completely still doing, I believe, was the major resort in Grand Bahamas, which, again, another port of call, which Adventure of the Seas stops at, which is, of course, Grand Bahama Island. So yeah, without further ado, once again, as mentioned, again, Adventure of the Seas has some big news with the sales, as I mentioned earlier in today's webcast. And yeah, sure enough, we do have, of course, big webcast news, of course, with the Adventure of the Seas. There are deals that they're offering, which I believe is very, very cool for, again, these webcast deals with Royal Caribbean. One of the first big deals, which I'm going to pull up on the screen here in a second, is, of course, that the onboard credit that they're giving away is, of course, a lot of money, but more specifically, the amount of just purely deals they're offering with sales. Again, Royal Caribbean has not offered any sales in a while for cruises, so this is going to be awesome. So, again, once again, I'm really hoping to score some good bargains with these sales when it comes to the Adventure. I'm going to pull that up here on the screen in just a second. And of course, as you see here, lots of deals. Of course, here on Countdown to Adventure, we always like to share these deals with you. So here it is. This is from Royal Caribbean Blog. And of course, they're offering cruise planner sales is back again. Discounts on, you have tons of discounts on drinks, again, Wi-Fi packages, and more. And again, they have released it. They called this new sale called Dive into Savings that runs between April the 14th and April 20th, so about a few weeks here. And they validated all ships except the Quantum and the Spectrum, which I thought was interesting, but again, that's Asia, and they usually aren't really as marketable with their sales in Asia. They don't really do as much sales. If they are sales in Asia for like drink packages and Wi-Fi, usually it's not as major, because again, the thing is how cruises are so cheap in Asia is they don't really have that many specialty restaurants and dining, and they have it, I should say, but they don't really offer dining packages that much, because that's how they make the extra money down there in Asia. And again, it appears, and again, there's an edit, so it actually appears they are going to be offering on the Quantum, but again, not as I mentioned, due to the Asian sailings. Spectrum will not be offered due to this sale, but Quantum will be between April and March, so only a small period for the Quantum. As I mentioned, it also is not available on the Spectrum, and also it's not available, the sale won't be available on Quantum of the Seas sailings, or I should say it is going to be offered on it, but not on chartered sailings. So that's very interesting. Of course, here's a little bit of a photo of what's included during the sale. This is one of the things spotted here on the Royal Caribbean Cruise Planners for, of course, the Adventure of the Seas, which is the beginning on July the 2nd, 2021. Actually, say June the 2nd. Hard to believe. And again, some of the things that are going to be offered during the sale is, of course, beverage packages up to 45% off, which is very big sale indeed. Now, classic soda beverage package is 30% off onboard prices compared to what you would buy on the ship. The classic soda beverage package plus Zoom, Surf, and Stream for one device is over 35% off compared to the onboard sales. Also, the water soda cans are about 45% off. Plus you have, of course, the deluxe beverage package for 30% off, plus the deluxe beverage package and Zoom, Surf, and Stream one device, that's again over 30% off. And the refreshment package is about 30% off onboard prices. Now again, so the biggest discount out of all those is the water cans, which is over 45% off onboard prices. Now again, for shore excursions, which will going to be required by Royal Caribbean, you can't take a third-party shore excursion. You have to take one of the Royal Caribbean shore excursions. These are very helpful because Royal Caribbean is offering up to 40% off on excursions. Now again, the discounts does vary per ship. Again, it could be smaller on one cruise or bigger on the other. It just depends on the cruise. I know another thing on board, the internet package is up to 50% off, and again, which is really big because again, the internet package could be a little bit pricey for those sailings because how much you have to pay every day of the cruise. So another thing will be interesting is, of course, the key will also be discounted, but again, the prices will vary per cruise. Adventure, again, we're not quite sure, as I haven't logged into the account yet to go check them out, but now let's talk about the ultimate dining package on board the ships for visiting such specialty restaurants such as Giovanni's, Chops, and a whole bunch more. That is again up to 60% off. Again, it varies per ship, but it's available on up to sailings such as 3-nighters to 9-nighters. Again, the ultimate dining package, 60% discount against up to. Who knows, it could be a little bit less, a little bit more. We'll have to wait and see how it pans out with your sailing. Activities, again, basically the all-access tours on board all the ships. They have also up, that's off to 20% off. Sadly, if you're on board the Grandeur this summer out of Bermuda, sadly, you cannot take part of this 20% discount with the all-access tour. And if you're getting some gifts, again, that's also 20% off. Photo packages, though, that's off to 70% off, which is an amazing discount. And I would recommend, if you see the 70% off for the photo package, hop on it, because the photo package is always around $500 per sailing. So you always want to make sure you hop on the photo package for when it comes to, of course, the ship's sailings. Again, you always want to make sure you hop on the photo package discounts because they're very, very expensive for sure. So there you go. That was a quick update here on the sale coming on the Adventure of the Seas. And again, lots of information when it comes to this Adventure of the Seas sailings, but more specifically the sales. And of course, again, it varies per sailing on the Adventure or the ship you're going to be sailing on this summer. If you're either choosing to sail on the Adventure or the Grandeur out of here of the U.S., or even maybe the Jewel out of Greece if you can get over to Greece. So again, let me know in the comments below if you're looking at booking the adventure. So now we're going to go ahead and here pop into another story with Bahamas Air, the airline I am actually flying to the Bahamas on very soon. So we'll talk about that in a second, with them working with Royal Caribbean to deliver sailings, of course. I should say air flights from Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Orlando down to the Adventure of the Seas. Of course, as you hear, of course, Royal Caribbean is working with Bahamas Air to get more flight options to the Bahamas. Now, of course, Royal Caribbean has secured a whole bunch of basically boat rakes of seats for these cruise passengers. Now, again, the Nassau Guardian business is reporting that Bahamas Air chairman has confirmed that his airline, Bahama Air, of course, are working together with Royal Caribbean to offer flights. Again, they're going to be offering basically Saturday flights. This is with Air Through Sea. Basically 2 flights out of Miami, 1 flight out of Fort Lauderdale, and 1 flight out of Orlando to collide with the ship's schedule. That will, again, the ship will be arriving at about 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning, and the ship is about to schedule to leave at around 9 o'clock at night. So, for example, I know my flight for on board Bahamas Air out of Orlando to Nassau, we're leaving around 12 when we get around in the airport around 2. So again, a little bit afternoon flights, because again, the ship is staying in Nassau until around 9 o'clock at night. Now again, according to the CEO of Bahamas Air, he says we've begun negotiations with them, Royal Caribbean, and we are pleased how it's going. We will provide them some airlift. We think it's an opportunity to get out the dorms, as we are optimistic about that. So yeah, pretty good news with Bahamas Air. And again, this offers through Air to Sea. Now, if you're booking a cruise out in Nassau and you're flying in the day of, make sure you book through Air Through Sea, folks. Practically any cruise. This basically has peace of mind of you're going to get to the ship somehow. If your flight doesn't make it to Nassau before the ship leaves, Royal Caribbean will fly you at all costs to the next port of call. So again, another part of Air Through Sea is you get, of course, the lowest airfare guarantee. Plus, again, as I mentioned, assure arrival that you'll be 100% going to be arrived at the ship. Plus, another thing with Air Through Sea is, of course, you have the 24-hour customer support with cancellations and all of that good stuff. So again, the reason Royal Caribbean did push the Adventure of the Seas departure until 9 o'clock was, of course, to give guests more time to get to the port of Nassau, Bahamas. So yeah, there you go. That was the Bahamas Air story. I'll stay top of it here and just figure out what's happening with Bahama Air. Yeah, I'll share my experience when we get closer to cruise day about doing Bahama Air. So stay tuned for that, guys. And again, I'll go to the chat right now. If you have any Adventure of the Seas cruise questions for today, let me know down below. And again, we have some Adventure of the Seas. The cruise cruisers say we are so excited to be on the first cruise on the Bahamas on June, I should say, the 12th. Yeah, I know you guys, Tony from my lead look at the ship show, so many amazing cruise crews on that first sailing. However, I'm again a few weeks behind in July for my sailing on the Adventure, but again, I'm super excited as always to get on another cruise, and hopefully this will be not an adventure to get on the Adventure. It'll be smooth sailings to get on the Adventure. Charles Nick says he is planning to book the Adventure, but not from the Bahamas. Yeah, I know the Adventure is going to go to Galveston this winter, or at least scheduled to. Again, it could be changed. You know, it could stay in Nassau for the winter if nothing happens with the U.S. with cruising. So we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. And again, if you have any cruise Adventure of the Seas questions here in the final moments of today's stream, let us know down below, because again, this Countdown to Adventure, it's basically a daily, or we may twice weekly recap where we like to talk about the Adventure of the Seas live with you guys. I'm going to tell you all the updates with me, with my experiences of pre-cruise, plus giving you the news, and who knows, maybe have some guests on the show in the near future, so you want to stay tuned for that. So again, Adventure of the Seas is beginning sailings June the 12th, 2021, out of Nassau, Bahamas. Now, the itinerary, we're going to get into another episode here of the Countdown to Adventure. It's a pretty good itinerary for it being Of course, people are saying cruises were going to be to nowhere. Well, this cruise is not to nowhere. Some pretty good port of calls. Now, again, not the best in the whole cruise industry when it or terms of the Caribbean, but hey, you gotta make what with what we got. So, very excited for this, of course. The Itinerary, very excited. Now, will be interesting to see again. I looked at the excursions a few weeks ago. I'll look at them again in a few days. They're pretty interesting excursions. I know Coco Key, the prices, which as you're saying, the cost with the cost saver, which Royal Caribbean is sailing, that add their sailing basically to offer a discount. Is pretty good because again, the Coco Key excursions are very, very expensive for my cruise in July. You're talking about Thrill Water Park around $100 a person per day. And again, I checked on both days because again, when we go on the adventure, we're going to be at Coco Key for 2 days, and they're still about the same price for both days, which is very interesting because we had a cruise last October, and there was a major price difference between the 2 days we were at Coco Key and the same sailings. But again, it will be interesting to see how it does play out when it comes to the Adventure of the Seas. I'll let you know if we go ahead and book one of these excursions at Coco Key in our pre-cruise video coming very, very soon. Hunter's here for Charlotte Hunter. Good to have you in here. So again, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of course, the Countdown to Adventure. 58 days to go. You know, hopefully we're getting closer and closer to the date. Hopefully everything is smooth sailings for the Adventure of the Seas. And before we get out of here, we're going to have to give you a quick AIS update of where the Adventure of the Seas is, so we know she's getting closer back to the Bahamas. Again, she's currently, I believe I'm going to pull her up, but I believe she's down in St. Martin, getting the crew, getting ready for sailing. So again, we're going to have to go ahead and pull her up on the AIS live. Of course, the Adventure of the Seas. So yeah, according to AIS, she is in St. Martin in the Bahamas. Not the Bahamas, but in St. Martin, Phillipsburg, getting ready for, of course, getting the crew back on the ship because they have to go ahead and do that. And I think the Bahamas are pretty strict when it comes to crew repatriation. So there you go. That's a live look at the Adventure of the Seas down there in St. Martin. Of course, getting ready to get the crew back on the ship and go ahead and sail back to the Bahamas to do sailings out of Nassau, Bahamas. Now, I expect that sailing to the Bahamas will happen sometime around June. Actually, excuse me, it's going to be sailing in June, so I think it will happen sometimes around May. That's my guess of when the Adventure will be heading over to the Bahamas to, of course, do maybe some mock voyages before the June 12th sailing. So yeah, there you go. That's a live look at the Adventure of the Seas here on the show. And of course, this is our countdown to adventure. We're going to do this show, hopefully, maybe every day, but can't promise that. So definitely twice a week. So guys, if you haven't already, please make sure you go down below and smash the like button for the stream, share it out, and until the next time, guys, I am Tyler, and you are watching The Tyler Show. We're going to go ahead and see you right back here on next week's live stream. Take it easy, guys.